Hello. Hello, hello. Ooh, what is okay? Let me make sure I am live. Oh, looks like I'm live. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Thursday, gobbles and giggles to everybody. Oh, let me turn on. Oh, hold on 1 second, guys, while I do some quick editing magic on my banner. Okay, I'm going to save that. And we're going to show that. Hello, everybody. Come back to the comments. Let's go to the top. Hitchhiking Bones said, welcome to Once Upon a Turkey Leg. Hello, Don. Welcome in. This guy, Dean the Turkey Legster, says, hello, friends. Da-dee-dee-da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. Mandy Adams, hello. Caffeinated Misfit is here and is mad. Okay, Rhonda, I'm going to try to work with that. Tennessee Bear is also here and mad. And I'm going to try to do something with that. Tennessee Bears, the mammals against dirty kitchens. Okay. Well, anyway, Carol, hello. Karki will be back in a few. Rhonda says ice cream makes her happy. Makes me happy too. Although I am kind of on a weight loss program right now. So I need to find something else to make me happy. Anyway, Tina says hello with a question mark. Hello, Tina. Hopefully you can see and hear. And hello, Chuck. Hello. And Tennessee Bear couldn't hear me, had me muted. Glad you got that fixed. Why are things blurry on? I don't know, Tim. I don't know why things are blurry. I've got my glasses on. Looking at, Tim was live a little bit ago talking about, I popped on for a few minutes to talk about Thanksgiving. I guess since we're past Halloween, I will tell you I am going to be live on Thanksgiving night, likely at the same time at 9 with some Thanksgiving stories. And got 2 of them picked out. And so I'm ready to go on Thanksgiving night. If, was it Frozen, Rhonda? Let me turn my phone off because I don't need 2 things taking up the Wi-Fi. Let me actually put my phone in airplane mode. And that will, and I'll put that over here. Over here. I don't need my phone right now. So hopefully that helps things on my end with the signal. And Tina, yes, I do see you in the chat. Hopefully everyone is doing well. and having technology work for them. So anyway, I'll get started with the stories in a minute. Back to Thanksgiving. I am going to be live Thanksgiving night at 9 for some stories. I know that, people might be, celebrating with family and friends. Hopefully by the evening, there might be a couple of people around to listen to the stories. While I'm talking about things to come, next Thursday is up in the air whether I will be going live. I will be down in Disney. Next Thursday, and so I don't know if I'm going to try to leave in time to get back to be live. Don't know if I'm going to bother with that or just come home. So I will likely either not be live next week, or I will pre-record a story, and have it go live at 9. So Karki asks, haha, Dean, did you change your backdrop between Tim's show and yours? I was debating on whether I would, but yes, I did. I had Linus's pumpkin patch going back there. And I also changed my shirt. I was wearing a gray t-shirt before, so I did a whole set change and costume change. I also threw on my ring light, and Mandy's asking, how about apples? I like apples. I might even go have an apple after the stream is done. So I'm not sure what that question was, but I like apples. I like oranges. I like bananas, grapes. I'm pretty much a pretty fruity guy. Strawberries, blueberries, pineapple, peaches, grapefruit. What else? Pears. I haven't had a pear in a long time, though. Anyway, let's go on with the stories. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I've got 2 stories picked out, and I was unsure until maybe an hour or so ago what exactly I would read. But I picked out 2 fun stories that I've had for a while. Very excited. First one, Walt Disney's Three Little Pigs. Three Little Pigs is a Disney short. I think it's a short. And got a fun. I'm going to read the story. So the Walt Disney's Three Little Pigs. The illustrations are by the Walt Disney Studio, and it has been adapted by Milt Banta and Al Dempster from the Walt Disney motion picture, The Three Little Pigs. Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs who went out into the big world to build their homes and seek their fortunes. The first little pig did not like to work at all. He quickly built himself a house of straw. Then off he danced down the road to see how his brothers were getting along. And as he danced, he sang, I built my house of straw. I built my house of hay. I toot my flute and I don't get a hoot, and I play around all day. Now the second little pig was building himself a house too. He did not like to work any better than his brother, so he had decided to build a quick and easy house of bricks. Soon it was finished too. It was not a very strong little house, but at least the work was done. Now the second little pig was free to do what he liked. What he liked to do was to play his fiddle and dance. So while the first little pig tooted his flute, the second little pig sawed away on his fiddle, dancing as he played. And as he danced, he sang, I built my house of sticks. I built my house of twigs. With a hey diddle diddle, I play on my fiddle and dance all kinds of jigs. Then off danced the two little pigs down the road together to see how their brother was getting along. Now the third little pig was a sober little pig. He was building a house too, but he was building his of bricks. He did not mind hard work. He wanted a stout little, strong little house, for he knew that in the woods nearby there lived a big, bad wolf who liked nothing better than to catch little pigs and eat them up. So slap, slosh, slap, away he worked, laying bricks and smoothing mortar between them. Oh, and here is the big bad wolf in the woods. Ha ha ha, laughed the first little pig when he saw his brother hard at work. Ho ho ho, laughed the second little pig. Come down and play with us, he called. But the busy little pig did not pause. Slap, slosh, slap went the bricks on mortar as he called down to them. I build my house of stones. I build my house of bricks. I have no chance to sing and dance, for work and play don't mix. Ho, ho, ho! Ha, ha, ha! Laughed the two lazy pigs, dancing along to the tune of the fiddle and the flute. You can laugh and dance and sing, their busy brother called after them, but I'll be safe and you'll be sorry when the wolf comes to the door. Ha ha ha! Ho ho ho! Laughed the two little pigs again, and they disappeared into the woods, singing a merry tune. Mm. This is where the ominous, spooky music plays. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Tra la 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 la. Just as the first pig reached his door out of the woods, popped the big bad wolf. The little pig squealed with fright and slammed the door. Little pig, let me come in, cried the wolf. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, said the little pig. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in, roared the wolf. And he did. He blew the little straw house all to pieces. Away raced the little pig to his brother's house of sticks. No sooner was he in the door when, knock, 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 there was the big bad wolf. But of course, the little pigs would not let him come in. Oops, sorry, wrong page. There's the pig running from the wolf. I'll fool those little pigs, chuckled the big bad wolf to himself. Then he said out loud, those little pigs are too smart for me. I'm going home. He started off toward the deep woods, but he did not go far. He hid behind a big tree. Soon the door opened, and the two little pigs peeked out. There was no wolf in sight. Ha ha ha! Ho ho ho! Laughed the two little pigs. We fooled him. Then they danced around the room, singing gaily. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Big bad wolf, the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Tra la 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 la. Soon there came another knock at the door. It was the big bad wolf again, but he had covered himself with a sheepskin and was curled up in a big basket, looking like a little lamb. Little lamb, sorry. Who's there? Called the second little pig. I'm a poor little sheep with no place to sleep. Please open the door and let me in, said the big bad wolf in a sweet little voice. The little pig peeked through a crack of the door, and he could see the wolf's big black paws and large, sharp fangs. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. You can't fool us with that sheepskin, said the second little pig. Okay. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in, cried the angry old wolf. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, and he blew the little twig house all to pieces. Away raced the two little pigs, straight to the third little pig's house of bricks. "Don't worry," said the third little pig to his two frightened brothers. "You are safe here." Soon they were all singing gaily. This made the big bad wolf perfectly furious. "Now, by the hair of my chinny chin chin," he roared, "I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." So the big bad wolf huffed, and he puffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, but he could not blow down that little house of bricks. How could he get in? At last, he thought of the chimney. So he climbed quietly. So up he climbed quietly. Then, with a snarl, down he jumped right into a kettle of boiling water. With a yelp of pain, he sprang straight up the chimney again and raced away from that little house as fast as he could go. The three little pigs spent their time in the strong little brick house, singing and dancing merrily, and the big bad wolf never came back again. And that is the end of Walt Disney's Three Little Pigs. All right, welcome in to Monarch Moments. Garrett, hello, hello. And yes, Tim, I did notice that's about the big, not about a big bad bear. Although the wolf did get angry there at the end. Did you notice that? The wolf did get angry. So we had an angry wolf. Not an angry bear, but an angry wolf. All right, so the second story tonight is a true Disney classic. Walt Disney's Mary Poppins. I do have to tell you, does not tell the entire story of the movie, the classic movie, and you'll see when I get to the end of the book. It doesn't tell the entire story of the movie, which was a little off-putting when I read it the first time to myself, but we're still going to read it. So Walt Disney's Mary Poppins, adapted by Annie North Bedford, based on the Walt Disney motion picture, illustrated by Al White. It was morning on Cherry Tree Lane. Admiral Boom had shot off his morning cannon to give the day a proper start. Miss Lark, in the biggest house on the lane, had sent her dog Andrew out for his morning stroll. Tina, my stream will be done probably by 9:45. I can't do anything about when you go to bed, but just saying. But in the nursery at number 17 Cherry Tree Lane, Jane and Michael Banks were still in bed. Up, up, said Mary Poppins, their nanny, pulling back the blankets with a firm hand. We'll have no lounging about on a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious day. Supercala what, Mary Poppins? Asked Michael. Close your mouth, Michael. We are not a codfish. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, of course. If you can't think of a word that says just what you want to, try supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And it just describes today. That got Jane and Michael up and dressed and breakfasted in record time. Out to the park we go, said Mary Poppins, hurrying them into their hats and coats. Spit-spot, this way. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, sang Jane and Michael as they marched along the lane. They almost bumped into Mary Poppins when she stopped to speak to Andrew, Miss Lark's little dog. Yip, 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 said Andrew. Slower, please, said Mary Poppins. I can't understand a word you're saying. Yip, 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 said Andrew, slower. Again? Said Mary Poppins. Yep, yep, said Andrew. Yes, of course, said Mary Poppins. I'll go straight away, and thank you very much. Yep, said Andrew. Then, taking Jane and Michael by the hand, Mary Poppins started off the way Andrew had come. What did he say? Asked Jane. He said you're welcome, said Mary Poppins. But what else did he say? Jane insisted. I don't think he said anything at all, said Michael crossly, and I thought we were going for a walk in the park. There's been a change of plans, said Mary Poppins. Come along, please. Don't straggle. She led them at a brisk pace down a narrow, twisting streets they had never seen before. Then she stopped at the door of a small house. Rap, rap went the parrot's head handle of Mary Poppins' umbrella. The door was opened by Mary's friend, Bert. How is he? Mary Poppins asked. Bert shook his head. Never seen him like this, he said, and that's the truth. Mary Poppins led Jane and Michael inside the house. They found themselves in a large, cheerful room. In the center stood a table set for tea. Bless my soul, gurgled a voice rich with chuckles. Is that you, Mary Poppins? I'm delighted to see you, my dear. Jane and Michael looked about. They could see no one else in the room. Uncle Albert, you promised not to go floating around again, she said, and she seemed to be speaking to the ceiling. Jane and Michael looked up. There in the air sat Mary Poppins' Uncle Albert, chuckling merrily. I know, my dear, said Uncle Albert, wiping a merry eye. I tried. Really, I did. But I do so enjoy laughing, you know. Here the chuckles bubbled up so that he bobbed against the ceiling. And the moment I start, it's all up with me. To the children, he whispered, it's laughing that does it, you know. Jane and Michael were trying hard to be polite. They kept their faces straight, but first the laughter sparked out of their eyes, then it bubbled up their throats. They began to chuckle. By this time, Bert was rolling about, shaking with laughter. As they watched, he rose into the air and soon was bobbing about beside Uncle Albert. Michael's chuckle grew to a laugh. So did Jane's. Soon they were simply filled with laughter. It bubbled out, and they felt lighter and lighter until their feet left the floor and they floated up to the ceiling. How nice, said Uncle Albert. I was hoping you'd turn up. Do make yourselves comfortable, my dears. I must say you're a sight, the lot of you, said Mary Poppins, her arms folded in a way that Jane and Michael knew meant she disapproved. You know, speaking of sights, said Bert, that reminds me of my brother, who has a nice cushy job in a watch factory. Is that so? Said Uncle Albert. What does he do? You know what he does, gasped Bert, who was laughing so hard he could scarcely speak. He stands around in this watch factory all day and makes faces. At that, all four of them roared so with laughter that they turned somersaults in the air. I found a horseshoe today, said Bert, holding his sides. You know what that means? I certainly do, said Uncle Albert. It means that some poor horse is walking around in his stocking feet. Again the room rocked with laughter. Only Mary Poppins looked stern. Most disgraceful thing I've ever seen, she snapped. Or my name isn't Mary Poppins. Speaking of names, said Bert, I know a man with a wooden leg named Smith. Really? Chortled Uncle Albert. What's the name of his other leg? More gusts of laughter. Now then, Jane, Michael, it's time for tea, said Mary Poppins firmly from below. I will not have my schedule disrupted. Oh, please stay, begged Uncle Albert. He pointed at the table on the floor. I have a splendid tea waiting for us. If you could manage to get the table to... With a rattle and a bump, the table began to jerk. Then up it rose through the air, cups, cakes, teapot, and all. Oh, splendid, splendid. Thank you, my dear, said Uncle Albert. Then to Michael and Jane, keep your feet back, my dears. Watch, oh, keep your feet back, my dears. Watch the cups and mind the jam. Next thing I suppose you'll be wanting me to pour, said Mary Poppins with a sigh. And up she floated, neat as you please, without so much as a smile. The others still laughed and bobbled about as Mary Poppins poured and passed the tea, with milk for Michael and Jane. Thank you, my dear, said Uncle Albert. I'm having such a good time. I wish you could all stay up here with me always. We'll jolly will have to, Michael grinned. There's no way to get down. Well, to be honest, said Uncle Albert, there is a way. Just think of something sad, and down you go. But who could think of anything sad? They chuckled at the very idea. Time to go home, Mary Poppins' voice, crisp and firm, cut sharply through the laughter. And suddenly, at that sad thought, down came Jane and Michael, Uncle Albert and Bert. Bump, 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 bump on the floor. Goodbye, said Michael. We'll be back soon. And thank you, said Jane soberly. We've had a lovely time. Oh dear, Uncle Albert was sobbing as he waved goodbye. It makes me so sad to see them leave. Back home, Jane and Michael tried to tell their father about their adventure. We floated in the air and had tea on the ceiling, Jane began. And there was this man with a wooden leg named Smith, Michael broke in. Poppins, cried Mr. Banks. What is the meaning of this? Children will be children, sniffed Mary Poppins, and these two are up past their bedtime, spit-spot, and she marched them off to the nursery, muttering, the very idea. Michael and Jane just looked at each other. Anyway, said Jane, kicking off a slipper, it was a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious day. And that is the end of the Mary Poppins. And that is tonight's stories. Thank you so much, everyone, for popping in. Let me see. Yeah. So anyway, next week, as I mentioned, I may not be live, but I will at least pre-record and have something go up next week. I will work on that. Russ, hey, how you doing? Getting home from Disney Springs, reading the real book of Mary Poppins. I'm sure all of the real books are much different from the movies. And anyway, downscale, hello. Yeah, I just finished my second story. I'm getting ready to sign off in a second here. So I'll see you guys next week on Tuesday for the Big Gobble. And then Thursday, maybe live, maybe not. But there will be something from me on Thursday night. I'll probably just do one story, record one story if I don't go live, and have something for you in the way of a story. And then, as I mentioned, in 1, 2, 3 weeks is Thanksgiving. I will be live on that week, especially to read some Thanksgiving stories. And the last thing tomorrow morning, or not tomorrow, actually it's noon if you're Eastern time. It will be at noon. I have a video going up at noon. I forget if I got it as a premiere or it's just gonna be available. I think it's a premiere though. I think that's why it's at noon, because I will be out in the morning. So I think it's a premiere at noon Eastern time. So that will be a video from Disney, and you'll have to pop in to see. So anyway, with that, thanks everyone for coming in, popping in, watching live or watching the replay. If you are watching live or watching the replay and you're enjoying what you're seeing, if you would give a big bop on the like button. And yeah, so everyone, thank you for coming and take care. And I do this every time. You'll see me, we'll see each other. We'll see each other on the next stream. So take care, everyone. Have a great gobble-tastic night. And I will see you.